The place where this happens, the characters that are involved in it were incredible. And first thing I think that's amazing about it is that he has this eye to pick out who he's going to follow and who he's going to pay time to. That's what got us in the first place.
Is there anything that I did? Every possible scenario that there is surrounding your child goes through your mind over and over and over again.
The way he put it together and the way he had the pace just right, it drew you in to see this woman's world like no one had ever seen this woman's life ever. And she was a symbol for a very large problem happening in the US, happening in Europe, of sex trafficking and sexual abuse that is rampant and has happened for a very long time. Only now are we seeing stories in film especially and in documentary that's picking apart why this is happening, how this happens, where it's happening, in places that the traditional media probably can't reach. The way he offered himself, committed himself completely to this story, made you feel like we were walking through the story with him.
I had arrested both these girls maybe a dozen times, back to back to back. Arrested them, booked them, they were out the next day.
To be submerged into this world, and it was as though you were meeting her almost face to face and talking with her, understanding her problems through her own eyes almost. It was incredibly intimate. So for example, there's a great scene that we all kind of were struck by. I remember sitting in the room and looking at everybody in the room, and we were all just like glued to the screen at what was happening. And you witnessed this one amazing scene when this woman is in prison. She's been arrested, and she's in the interview room, and the camera's there, and she's on the phone and she's talking about what's happened, about what's gone on, and this realization going through her face of like, oh my God, I'm in huge trouble. What am I gonna do? It was tragic. It was so tragic, and we all felt for her deeply and immediately.
The court is going to place you on probation, so abide by all of their rules.
Is it what I gotta sit in here for fucking? Don't get it. I don't know how this shit works. I don't. Heroin makes me forget everything. I'm so scared of being alone.
When you're watching it, this is when her character just transforms, and you know she can be saved if a miracle happens, and she can be dead if it doesn't go. If something else goes wrong, it's all over for her. And that was a really great moment that stuck with me and all of us, I think, for days afterwards. And it kept coming back to us and kept coming back to us. This moment of like, how did he do that? How did he get that? How did that moment just happen with him not being intrusive, not being disrespectful, not being overbearing and punching it into your face. It was very, very subtle, but he captured this thing. And that's a real talent. That's a real gift to the audience.